You know, the first Christ. No individual in the ancient world has left a deeper impression on history than Imhotep. He was the real father of medicine. He is, say, Sir William Oster, the first figure of a physician to stand out clearly from the midst of antiquity. Of the detail of his life, little has survived. Through the numerous statues and statuettes of him found, he lived in the king court of Zoljan of the Third Dynasty in 2980, where he established such a good reputation as a healer, he worshipped as a god for the next 3,000 years, not only in Egypt, but also in Greece and Rome. Even early Christianity worshipped him as the Prince of Peace. His father was an architect named Kofar. His mother was Kendidaduk, and his wife from Renofret, Imhotep, and his wife Renofret. Imhotep has appeared to be a versatile like Aristotle and Leonardo da Vinci. In addition to being ascribed as chief physician of the king, he's a sage, a scribe, chief lecturer, priest, architect, astronomer, and musician. At the same time, magic and medicine was his ally, as in native Africa and East today. He was also a poet and philosopher. He preached cheerfulness and urged contentment. His proverbs, and embodied the philosophy of life, called popular fancy when it's handed down from generation to generation. One of his best known sayings is, "Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we shall die." There is evidence that the Egyptian, perhaps Imhotep, also diagnosed and treated more than 200 diseases. Among them were the 15 diseases of the abdomen, 11 of the bladder, 10 of the rectum, 29 of the eyes, 18 of the skin. They knew how to detect by the shape and color and the condition of the visible body parts as the hair, skin, nails, and tongue. They treated spinal tuberculosis, gallstones, appendicitis, gouts, rheumatoid arthritis, and mastoid diseases, and dental caries. They practiced surgery and knew of oxygenation and extract medicine from plants. They are pretty familiar with the position and functions of the lungs, the stomach, and other vital organs. Imhotep, it said, knew of the circulation of the blood, which is 4,000 years before it was known in Europe. This is true because Egyptian civilization lasted 6,000 years, which is sufficiently long enough for us thinkers and scientists to carry our research along the lines to the highest degree. That Egypt is still an architecture, we know. And as regard to medicine, Homer said in the Odyssey, "In Egypt, men are more skilled in medicine than any in humankind." The Greeks sent in young men to be educated in Egypt, as today students from Egypt go to Europe. Imhotep's fame continued to increase with his death. He is worshipped as a medical demigod from 2050 BC to 525 BC, and as a full deity from 25 BC to AD 550. Kings and queens bowed at his shrine. Later, he was worshipped as a great conqueror of Imhotep III, and still later as a son of Ptah, father of the gods. "Turn thy face towards me, my lord Imhotep, son of Ptah. It is thou who work miracles and befinish it into all thy deeds," from the words of supplementation addressed to him. The great temple of Amen, Karnak, contained 2 bas reliefs of him. On the island of Philae, there's a temple in his honor, and inscriptions read, "Chancellor of the King of Lower Egypt, Chief under the King of Upper Egypt, Administrator of the Great High Mansion, Hereditary Noble, Heliopopian High Priest, Imhotep." So this guy here had many titles. When the Egyptian civilization crosses the Mediterranean, it began the foundation of Greek culture. And we mean by the foundation of Greek culture, we mean that homosexual shit either. But the Greeks here want to assert that they were originators of everything. Imhotep was forgotten for thousands of years, and Hippocrates, a legendary figure who lived 2,000 years after him, became known as the father of medicine. In the Encyclopedia Britannica, evidence afforded by the Egyptian and Greek texts support the view that Imhotep's reputation was respected in the very early times. His prestige included with the lapse of centuries in the Greek temple, and his temples in Greek times were the center of learning. Breasted, said of Imhotep, in the priestly wisdom and magic, and the formulation of wise proverbs in medicine and architecture. This remarkable figure of Zolda reign left notable reputation excuse me, that his name was never forgotten. He's a patron of spirits and later the scribes, to whom regularly poured out libation from the water jugs of their writing outfits before beginning their work. The people sang the proverb centuries later. And 2,050 years after his death, he became the god of medicine, to whom the Greeks called Moses, recognized by their own Alipoposis. A temple was erected near him in a Shibrim at Memphis. And at the present day, every museum has a statue, a bronze statue or two, of an apostatized wise man, the proverb maker, the physician, the architect, Dozer. So every statue in every museum in the world got a statue of this black man. The stuff they hide from us. Let's keep going. As regards the Imhotep influence in Rome, J.A.Rogers noted, poet, archaeologists, and philosophers say that the early Christians worship him as one with Christ. These early Christians were, to be recalled, adapted to the use of the pagan form of personage, whose influence through the ages was woven itself so powerful in tradition they could not omit him. Thus said Massey, the Christ child remained in the starry Bejewelled Blackamoor as a typical healer of Rome. Jesus, the divine healer, does not retain his black complexion of Imhotep in the canonical Gospels, but he does in the Church of Rome, where he is represented as a little black bambino. The jewel image of the trial Christ as a Blackamoor is sacredly preserved in the headquarters of the Franciscan order, and true to his typical character and symbolic license of Isa, the healer, the black figure is taken out in a state of regalia to show to the sick and demonstrate its supposed healing power to the this Egyptian eucalyptus, thus Christianized. The Virgin Mother, who was also black, survived in Italy as in Egypt. At Apor, near Beta, the Madonna and her Christ-like child are not white, but black, as they so often are in Italy of old. And that's the child yet conditioned in the little black Jesus of the eternal city. He regards the worship of Imhotep in Rome surely to behind his house side regarding the world event went up to heaven. The cult Imhotep is worshipped as the rest giver, the commanding Prince of Peace. I want to show this. I want to show that, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, Imhotep about the book. So there's a statue of this guy everywhere. You know, in every museum. That's a black man. That's the first person J.A.Rogers started out in this book. The greatest man of color. So they'll get no greater than that. Where he did Hatshepsut. And so we go on to the next person, which is Moses III. Napoleon of Far Antiquity. So see you next time on that one. God bless and enjoy. Peace.